Alright, so first we're going to start off with, you can find either a piece of driftwood down by the lake or just any kind of little branch. I've got these two right here, but let's see, what do I want to go with? I think I'm going to go with this one. Now make sure you're being very careful when doing any projects. You want to make sure you wear a mask, goggles, gloves if you need it, and if you do not feel comfortable enough to use any sharp tools, you should definitely get an adult to help you with that. So I'm just going to be putting this in here, and I just want this piece right here, so I'm going to just trim that to my desired length. So I'm just going in with a little hacksaw and just cutting it to my desired length. Now this branch I'm just going to put it aside. With this little branch, I want to make sure that I take off any of the remaining bark on there, just to fit the kind of beachy vibe that I'm going for. And again, you want to be extremely careful when taking this off. Most of it was already able to just peel right off, but this isn't, so I'm just taking, it's just a paring knife that I solely use for my wood projects, so just to get most of that darkness off. And now, so I wanted to only get, it's okay if you got a little bit of the darkness here, because we're just going to sand that down. So I'm just taking my sanding block, a piece of sandpaper, put that on there, and give it a nice sand. I know it's not a completely round edge, but that is okay, because I really like the more natural, whimsical look of it. Alright, so now my piece of wood is all sanded to how I would like it. So next step, I'm going to be using my vice clamp just on the side here to hold it in place while I drill the holes for it. But if you don't have one, then you can just make sure that you tape it down to a table or you clamp it down. Because you don't want to be injuring anyone's fingers. So next, let's see, so fishing wire is very thin, so you don't need to make too large of a hole. So if you've got too many holes, it won't look as nice and seamless. So like we got a few different sizes. I'm going to be going with this very small one right here. Make sure that's on tight. And then you're going to want to decide how many strings you want hanging down. I'm going to go with 4. So with a pencil, I'm just going to take it and mark out where I want them. You can measure them out if you'd like, but it does not matter for me. Just want to make sure it's in the direction you want it, because once the strings go through, it'll hang down like that. Alright, so you want to check here to make sure they all went through. Mine did, so you'll see there's all the little 4 dots on the back. It's okay if it's splintered some of the wood or if it's raised on this side. Even the pencil, you can either sand it off or erase it off. I'm just going to sand it just to make sure that all the holes are smooth here. not drill through, but just push this through again to make sure that they are completely clear. So now that you have all your holes drilled into them, you want to make sure that you know kind of what color scheme you're going for. I have my seashells all white ones, so I'm going to keep this light color, but if you want to stain it, you definitely could. So now what you want to do is you take your fishing line. Mine was a disaster. But you want to just kind of see how long you want them to hang. It's better to overcut them rather than under, because it doesn't look so nice when you end up tying more on there. Measure out one and then cut another one with it. Alright, now this may be a little hard to see because fishing line is clear. Also, if you don't have fishing line, you can easily use just any string that you have. And they don't all have to be the exact same length right now, because you can still trim them after you add the shells. Alright, so now I've got my 4 strings here. Alright, so now you are just going to feed each of them through the bottom hole and collect them at the top. Alright, so now I've got, hopefully you can see that, all 4 through here. So first off, I'm just going to section off where I want them to hang. So the top part, I'm just going to do a simple knot at first. Alright, you will have this little extra bit, little fringe. You can cut those off. Also, it's easier to use scissors, but all I have outside at my workbench is a paring knife. So that's just kind of what I'm going to go with. And then next, you want to pull the strings all the way through to the bottom, just to kind of get them all leveled out. And then you're going to decide how long you want the top part to hang. So I want it roughly there. So what I'm going to do is take the fishing line and tie a knot under at the bottom where the string hangs through. And then depending on how large your hole is, you may have to do 1 or 2, or you can always just add a dab of glue, which I'm thinking of doing. So I'm just going to be taking my E6000 glue. And still, you want to make sure that you hold them taut so they can just kind of sit all the same length. And just so it kind of seems more invisible, you just want to smooth it out. You could easily use like a super glue for a quicker fix, and then just hold it and make sure they are all aligned. Alright, next up, I'm going to take some seashells. I got these just at the dollar store. I do have ones from Florida, but I kind of prefer to go with an all bright white kind of look. Alright, and for this step, you want to make sure that you have your mask on, because you don't want to be inhaling any dust particles from the shells, because we are going to be drilling in a small hole at the very base of it. Now, I'm going to be taking my Dremel just to do the little hole, because then it's smaller. I've got a smaller tip here, but if not, you can just as easily use the drill. Alright, so now all those holes have been drilled into it. I'm going to be laying them out from largest to smallest, top to bottom, just because I want them to kind of taper downwards into the smallest sizes. Still have a few more. Alright, so I think I'm fairly happy with that. I could add another one to one, but I don't think so. I'm just going to leave them all the same length. Well, unless I take them off of here and add two. I'll decide when the time comes. So for now, you're going to want to see where the first one should start. And you're going to just tie this in a knot. And then you're just going to feed the fishing line through the shell all the way to that knot. And then that's just a marker so you know where to tie it. You could skip it all together and just tie it, but I like to be sure. And then you're just going to tie a basic knot. And then do a second one as well. And pull it as taut as you can. Right, now just to make it easier, so it doesn't move around as much, you'll want to just tape down the top. And then if you have your pieces glued in and glue still isn't dry, then you'll definitely want to tape those down as well so they're not shimmying back and forth. Alright, and now repeat the same thing on the next string. And you're going to keep going across and down until you like how it looks and you think you're done. Alrighty, so now that this is all done and they're all tied, you have gotten to your last shell tied on. First off, congratulations, because it's very tedious. Next off, what we're going to do is you're going to go maybe just halfway down the last shell of string, just to make sure nothing unties. And you're just going to trim off the excess, so it just hangs as the last shell there. And you're just going to go around and do that to the rest of them. Alright guys, and there it is. That is the completed wind chime. You can put on a jump ring to the top of it so you can hang it, but if you already have a C hook hanging down, then you won't need it.